Consumers can commission the cat, the tools, and the tactics. What they're coming up with is pretty unthinkable. They're paying for the pleasure of watching animals suffer. These cat torture networks are basically an online underworld where people can access what's known as torture to order content. This means members can commission very sadistic acts of cat cruelty, and it means that torturers can be killing these animals for profit. Most of the content is filmed in China, where there are no laws against animal cruelty. We also found evidence that the videos are now being sold and produced inside Australia.
The harrowing cases of animal cruelty recently discovered in Sydney involved 3 different feline victims, all found on different dates. They had been tortured extensively and to incomprehensible levels. It's the same type of methods that are used and encouraged in the online Chinese torture groups.
These kinds of videos are typically consumed and created by young men aged between 16 and 24. Because the platforms are encrypted, it's hard to determine how many members they have. But screenshots we uncovered from inside the chats show more and more Australians are joining. Consumers can commission the cat, the tools, and the tactics. And without getting too graphic, what they're coming up with is pretty unthinkable. Experts say they have a sexual fetish for animal cruelty, which is known as zoosadism. So what this means is they're paying for the pleasure of watching animals suffer.
They're increasing the parameters of their torture methods, and they're encouraging many individuals and groups overseas to carry out these crimes. Online groups are increasing, and some of these groups have hundreds of members, reaching to the thousands. We've seen torture groups spread to countries such as Turkey, Japan, the UK, America, and Australia. These networks are growing, and it was found in May of 2023 and May of 2024. A torture video was produced at approximately every 14.5 hours, but by February of this year, the data revealed a new torture video was released out of China every 2.5 hours on average, around the clock. So that means there's been a 510% increase in torture produced there. They cause extreme pain and psychological torture to cats, but this is also mixed in with the desire to harm humans.
So members in these groups may feel motivated to harm cats because they're commonly known as women's favourite animal. This comes from a place of rejection, and it sort of draws a lot of parallels with the online incel community. Activists confirm that some consumers even enjoy this content because the screams of a cat can sound like the screams of a woman. There's also a demonstrated history of ring members committing real-life violence, and it's typically against women. There was a recent case in Turkey where a ring member allegedly murdered 2 young women, and another case where a member allegedly murdered 8 people in China.
Hundreds of women took to the streets of Istanbul to protest against femicide following a string of violent killings.
People can help stop the spread by not engaging with those who are spreading torture and abuse online. Don't view the videos and photos that are being shared, and do not share it yourself. It's also important to report these crimes to the social media platforms that they're being shared on. And if you know where the crime is taking place or has taken place, to report it to the local police. Our partner organisation, Nexus, who investigate zoosadism and other crimes against children, you can send a report to them via our website, www.felineguardians.org, where you can also find other calls to action, like signing petitions, and also information on how to report globally, including China.